Hello and welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse. And today we are watching Season 6, Episode 21, The PTA Disbands.
The PTA has disbanded!
No, the PTA has not disbanded.
And that's what's going on mostly in this episode because the school is a little bit strapped for cash because people don't want to pay for the taxes and they don't want to pay for stuff. So the teachers want more money, of course. They want better equipment. They want all that stuff. Skinner doesn't have it to give. Teachers strike. And of course, this is amazing for Bart because he doesn't have to go to class.
And he pretty much orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah, and he does everything he can to keep things moving in his direction. And a lot of good ones. This was very funny. Great jokes in this one. So why don't we get into it? Kick it off with line number 1.
I don't care what you say. I can taste the shredded newspaper. And then Skinner says something about essential inks in the newspaper. There's shredded newspaper and the stuffing from the gym mats. And if you remember those gym mats, I think it was pretty much shredded newspaper or belly button lint collected in mass quantities. I don't know. I just remember that stuff being really gross looking. So that's what was in the school lunch.
Done lunch, Lady Doris. There's very little meat in these gym mats.
Yeah. Ew. So gross. But shredded newspaper because it has essential inks in it.
Here it is.
What about you?
All right, my first line is they go to a Civil War reenactment on a field trip, but they don't have the $5 a child to get in because the D-I-Z-N-E-E Corporation bought it, which is hilarious.
It's extra hilarious because that was before The Simpsons was on Disney Plus.
Exactly.
And now it's owned by Disney.
Exactly. And so they have to go and like peek and try to learn that way. But my line is actually during the reenactment, these Confederate soldiers come up and they're all bandaged and hobbling, and the Confederate says, "Fort Springfield, we surrender unconditionally." And the second one says, "We're sick. We need leeches and hacksaws to cut off our gangrenous limbs." And then the Union soldier says, "Those white flags are no match for our muskets. Get them!" And then they proceed to beat the crap out of the Confederate reenactors. We have actually gone to reenactments in the past. I'm a history guy, and we've gone to those, and I quite enjoyed seeing them in real life. But the parody of it on this is hilarious. If you've ever been to a reenactment, this is definitely a funny riff on that. So I had to pick that. All right, what about line number 2?
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Bart. She said you'd fold faster than Superman on laundry day.
Oh, really? He said that, huh?
So Bart was instigating the strike, and he was playing both sides, going with Krabappel and Skinner and telling them all sorts of falsities in order to get them angry at each other and to get Krabappel to strike. So.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
All
right, well, my second line is kind of leading up to the strike, and it's where Krabappel and Skinner are arguing about money. And Mrs. Krabappel goes over to the bookshelf, and she says, "The only books we have left are ones that were banned by other schools." And you see what the books are, and they're some questionable titles, let's put it that way. And one of them is Tech War by William Shatner. And then Skinner says, "Well, the children have to learn about Tech War sometime."
I actually wrote that quote down too, and I figured you might go with it.
Yeah,
Shatner.
come on, Shatner.
I know. That was all.
That was great.
Oh, that's funny. What about your scene?
Alright, so my scene is during the strike. Bart goes and causes some shenanigans in town because he's got a lot of free time on his hands.
He's a little bored.
Yeah, and he goes to BS, the Bank of Springfield, and we get a parody of the run on the bank scene from It's a Wonderful Life. Now, it's just shy of Christmas as we're recording this, and so it's kind of funny to me that there was a little bit of a Christmas scene in this episode, so I had to pick this as my scene. And of course, a Jimmy Stewart type character is doing his, well, our money's not here, it's in Bill's house and it's in Dave's house. But
Bill, why is my money at your house?
Mo takes it the wrong way. It starts, and a riot starts. Very cool. I like that scene. Come on, It's a Wonderful Life. We get a parody of that. I'm all about the parodies, so here we go. What do you got?
Well, I went with one of your mentions earlier. You just mentioned about the field trip and that the kids were trying to learn without paying the $5 admission fee. And so they are taking turns sitting on either Krabappel or Skinner's shoulders to peek over a fence with just their eyes. And one of the reenactors sees them and says, "Hey, they're trying to learn for free." And then all of the reenactors and the other principal from Shelbyville and all those kids go and chase all of the Springfield kids off the property, and it just ensues in hilarity. They're chasing, they have their muskets to use as clubs because they're trying to learn for free. And Otto has to start the bus real fast and gun it, and the kids have to run and catch up and get on, and some of the kids didn't make it on the bus. So I just thought that was still one of the best.
It is very clever. That whole Civil War thing was just amazing. So, all right, how do you want to do winners and losers?
No, I wrote down quite a few losers and not a lot of winners. So let's go with your loser.
All right, I had a couple here, but I'm gonna, since you mentioned the kids running, I'm gonna not do that as a loser.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go with the girl on the gym rings. So the strike happens, and the teachers just bail. They don't say anything. They are just gone. They're out the door, and this one little girl is hanging on those gym rings in the gym, and she must be like 15 feet off the ground.
Easily.
And she's like, "Hello, this is Pommel Horse. I'd like to get down now." And she ain't getting down anytime soon. So, yeah, I thought she had a bad
Not
one.
safely. Yeah.
No.
Well, when Bart is going around town causing some mischief, he goes into a construction site. And so I'm going with my loser there is the guy that just went into the porta potty right before Bart instructs one of the other construction guys to dump 3 tons of sand on top of the porta potty, and it covers the porta potty and the guy inside. So maybe he was in the right place when that happened. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna make it too long in there.
No.
So, yeah, that's my loser.
Very one. Good one.
What about your winner?
I'm going with Professor Frink. So, the teachers aren't coming back. They get the bright idea to just bring people from the neighborhood in to teach the kids. And Professor Frink is teaching a preschool group, kindergarten or something. Yeah. And he's got one of them little toys they had these when I was little.
Yeah.
And it's that wheeled thing with balls
Like
in it that pop.
Yeah.
And you push it around and it goes pop, pop, pop,
Like
pop,
a
pop.
toy vacuum
Yeah.
cleaner or lawnmower thing.
I have
don't know.
no clue what those things are called.
No.
But I remember them from when I was in kindergarten or whatnot. And he's like trying to explain the thermodynamics or whatever of the popping. And this one little kid's like, "Well, can I play with it?" And he's like, "No, you will enjoy it on every level that I am." And you can just see Frank is just having a blast playing with this silly
it's the
thing.
best toy ever.
So, he's getting to teach and having fun doing it. There you go. What do you got?
So that was tough for me. There were a lot. I'm gonna go with Snake at the end.
Yeah.
So at the end of this episode, in order to make money for the school, they decide to combine the jail and the school together, and they convert all of the unused closet space into freelance jail cells for the overfilled prison. And so Snake is in Bart's classroom, sitting right behind Bart, And he makes a proposition to Bart, and it doesn't seem like Bart's going to refuse him. So I think Snake's a winner in this episode.
Yeah, even if Bart doesn't break him out, he gets to spend his time at the school instead of in a maximum security prison. Then he's probably going to get broken out by Bart. So yeah, definitely on top on this episode for Snake. Very good.
I had more losers than winners this episode.
It was a very loser-heavy episode. Absolutely. You tell us, what are your losers, winners, lines, scenes, whatever it is in the episode of the PTA Disbands. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Again, Season 6, Episode 21, the PTA Disbands. And you can find it on Disney+. Not
Disney.
Right, not D-I-Z-N-E-E, but the real version of Disney. So feel free to write some comments in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe over here. I am wearing my festive holiday sweater since it is that season as we're filming, and I hope that you all are having a great time with whatever you're celebrating.
Absolutely. We will see you again very soon. And until the next time,
Jiminy Chillikers.
Hey, that little boy is playing 3 games at once.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. Checkmate.
Dang.